here's a pretty neat book if you have a 86 Ford. Well, this covers all dealer accessories that you could have added onto your 86 Ford or 86 Mercury. Now, this book was made in 85, so it says on the back cover here. Obviously, it's to advertise for 86 models, but it does blanket cover some of the previous model years, like 85, and some options go even further back. But I'll mostly work the camera work here just so you can pause it anytime. Check out any pages you want. But there will be some commentary. There's pretty neat things in here like car phones. You can see Bill Clinton down there on the right. Those scary child seats. This anti-theft thing was pretty neat. We zoom in on that. It's a frickin' 1/8 inch stereo, TRS audio jack. You plug that in, and then you can start your car. That's this weird anti-theft system thing. It's pretty wild. As soon as the camera focuses back in, you can read up on that. It's pretty interesting. So you'd want to pause here and check that out, but it's pretty neat. I believe there is a resistor of some sort in there, so then all you have to have is just the right resistance. Plug that thing in, and now you're able to start your car. So that thing is easily bypassed with any number of things. You might even be able to plug in normal headphones, and just like that, you can start your freaking car. It talks about some louvers. It doesn't show very many. There's some things here like a utility trailer. Check that out. You wouldn't believe that's a genuine Ford item, especially with Kevin Nealon, throwing logs in and out of it. Remote liftgate release. Now it's funny they show that because every single EXP has that, and every Escort I've ever seen has had that. It's odd. That's even a dealer add-on thing because it should be available on all cars from the get-go. Yeah, a portable air compressor. It's great for pumping up the tires on your bike, but not for your car. Genuine Ford refrigerator / oven. Pretty wacky. Check that out. Read up on that. Go up to 125 degrees. Oh yeah, it cools to near freezing depending on outside temperature. So if you didn't know, freezing is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So near freezing, you might see your food get down to 40 on a decent day. And then there's deck lid spoilers and the trunk luggage racks, which are kind of neat depending on what car you have. Now we get into the other racks, the roof racks. So they show a few here, just basic stuff. We go over to the next page. This is where we start seeing the wacky crap. Got another ski rack, not a problem. Then we see this aero rack thing going on here. This is very odd. It's a fiberglass thing that goes on the top of your car, and it neither looks good or works well. But you can buy it for $112 in 1986. Or you can go for weird... These racks are kind of interesting, the ones that clip onto your gutters, because they're removable. Unlike all these, you bolt them in, they're there for life. But these are removable. It's kind of neat. And you can have a Ford car cover, because why wouldn't you want to cover your car? Unless you park indoors. Oh, you can have fog lights, because that's what everyone wanted on their 86 Thunderbird, was a pair of fog lights. And then electric window defroster. Find me a Ford that didn't have this, like, ever. Very few Fords from 1981 on up did not have rear defrost. The dash thing, this is pretty neat. It shows the forward air conditioning unit, so I believe this would have to be a dealer model in the Tempo, I believe. I think that's what we're looking at here. Um, so that panel grants you AC, but the dealer AC system is very unique. It's not the factory AC system. It's not the factory non-AC system. It's its own deal. And down here is really cool. Audio cassette storage. Check that out. You can have your Kenny Loggins, your Blondie, your... Why does that say Thriller? Should that say like Michael Jackson? Oh no, don't, because Jackson is down there. Spanx. Oh yeah, and you can have your Kenny Rogers too if you're Kenny Robbins or Kenny Loggins. Then REO Speedwagon, Seeger, Bob Seger, Rush, Frank Sinatra. Who listens to Frank Sinatra and Rush? Barbarians. But I've never seen this. This add-on thing is pretty neat. It screws into, well, underneath your dashboard, underneath your glove box, and it just holds nothing but audio cassettes. It's pretty cool. And then here, this is one of the last pages. It goes over car decals. Some of the stuff like the lower Mustang script. Whatever is going on that Escort. And good grief, that did not help make the Tempo look better. Then we head over here, and then there's some more interior stuff like suede, sheepskins. There we go. Yeah, that's what you want. You want sheepskin seats, because then you can be a pagan. Don't forget your sheep leggings. And then we have this forward cruise control add-on that you can put in any car, because normally you'd have to change the steering wheel. Well, if you get this critter, you don't have to anymore. It all goes on your stock. But this being an 86 manual, the stock isn't a horn. For 81 to 83, you press the stock in down here, just go, and your horn beeps. And then they got a starter cord. No more fiddling under the hood with bulky jumper cables. Simply plug one end of the starter cord into the disabled vehicle cigarette lighter and the other end into the light socket of a running car. Oh boy. That is about the most interesting way you can jumpstart a car. Hey, your cigarette lighter work. You can get a dealer add-in clock. That's interesting because most Fords of the 80s again had that, unless you have a base model Escort. Yeah, and depending on which clock you have, it could be arranged like this, or this console style, or you could have this quartz analog clock. Oh. $91 for a clock? What? Who would do that? Good grief. Who would do that? And then we got auto-dimming mirrors, vanity mirrors. You have golf club grips on your steering wheel, because nothing says cool like 70s grips on wheels, which is cool when it's black over wood or black over black, but when it's red over red, you just look like somebody going down the road on their Schwinn. Over here, there's some different mirrors, because sometimes your car doesn't come with mirrors. But this is interesting. Some of the 86 up Escorts have the square base mirrors, but all my EXPs are 81 through 84, so they'll have this round base mirror, but instead of being a dinky square shaving mirror, it would be a nice sporty mirror, like whatever the heck that is on a, what is that, a Thunderbird? Maybe a Tempo? Crazy. Suggested retail price, late availability, big help. We'll keep going forward here. These are pretty neat floor mats. These are the same ones as every other year of the book. The only thing that changes is which car names are on these guys. Those EXP, Tempo, and Escort ones are pretty rare. It's very hard to find them with names on them. Usually you just get the generic Ford ones that say Ford. You know, This is kind of neat. Air suspension, because that's what everyone wants, is a air suspension, so your car doesn't sag as much when you're hauling crap, but when you're hauling empty, it rides like a freaking brick. Over here, there's some door guard stuff, license plate frame. License plate frame is pretty neat. Most of my cars don't even have a license plate mount, but the mount itself is pretty ugly, so a frame is a good idea. Fuel protector lock, that is interesting. That is the perfect thing in case you are a dirtbag who's afraid of good Samaritans pouring sugar down your gas tank. Or if you're a good Samaritan, you're worried about dirtbags siphoning gas out of your tank. Either or. Never ran into either myself because I'm somewhere in the middle, I think. Wheel protector locks, yeah, that's the last thing you want on your car. Good luck taking those off 3 years after you put them on. Spare tire lock. What? Someone's going to steal your spare? And then over here, those who know me a little bit better personally, I am an Eagle Scout, so yeah, be prepared. These are some actually decent accessories worth having. They got this cigarette lighter treble light, which is pretty neat with cover. Works just like that. Plug-in block heater, and then mud flaps. Mud flaps are great, especially the ones that say which car you have. The generic Ford ones are neat, but you can get those anywhere today. But to have one that says EXP, Tempo, or Escort, that's a rare sight. In the back, there's paint care products and other products, power steering fluid, brake fluid, cleaners, things of that nature. And then over here, we have a collection of useless photographs, heavily inspired by George Lucas. But yeah, well, let's start at the top. You got a Team Ford driving jacket. So on this thing, you can see it says absolutely nothing on it, which is cool. Everyone likes generic members-only jackets. And then we got a Team Ford athletic bag. Let's check that out. And that is completely generic. What does it say? Police? Kluge? Oh boy. And then there's Team Ford binoculars, because when you're at the drag strip, sometimes it's hard seeing that quarter-mile time. So you should see it in your Team Ford binoculars. Then you got this Team Ford set of aviators. Yeah, not aviators, because that's a name brand. And then we have Team Ford leather pants. Oh yeah, rugby pants. Okay, there we go. Ew. And then a Team Ford sweater, which, as we can see here, says absolutely nothing on the front of it. Cool. And then in the back cover, nothing special. That covers that. I do have videos on other Ford accessory books. This one's more interesting because, clearly as the years go on, the engineering for some of these add-ons is out of the park. Some of them are beyond stupid and rather redundant, but still all pretty cool to see, because nothing in these books you'd see in any of the the car model catalogs. And you'd be hard pressed to see these in like magazines of their respective year or whatever. So pretty cool. Check them later.